Squad, is your boy E back at it again with another dope legendary video. Today about to be a very exciting day because we have a very exciting car with us, which is Porsche very first electrical car. We're talking about the 2020 Porsche Taycan Turbo. Now, I know the turbo name might kind of throw you off for an electrical car. Well, in this video, we're about to cover all the specs and features this car comes with. For those of you guys who actually are looking to get into a Taycan Turbo and don't know what to expect, in this video, I'm about to cover all the quirks and features this car comes with that might be interesting to you. With that being said, let's get this video rolling. All right, now we are on the side of the door. So you might be wondering, how do I open my door? Because it's not how the traditional way of the door handle usually be in every car. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to have your key close to your possession, and you put your hand underneath the door and the door pop out. And the thing you need to do is you just put your hands and you pull the door out. So now with the door handle sticking out, it's also an indication to let you know that your door has not been locked. The only thing you need to do is to lock your door. You just put your hand, you press the door handle, and you can hear that little beeping sound, and your mirror is actually going to fold in and your door's going to actually lock. And it's exactly how you get your doors locked on the Taycan. Another cool thing that I like in this Taycan is the way you open your charge port. So now you can see there's a little bar right here, which is like a straight black or matte black bar that's sitting right next to the charge port. You might be wondering what is this thing is for, right? So now you cannot open your door while the charging port while the doors are locked. The door needs to be unlocked in order for you to perform this part that I'm going to actually show you right now. As you can notice is, even though we press into the charge port, it's not opening. The reason why is there's a very specific way you can actually do that. So now we have to make sure our doors are unlocked first. So now what you need to do is you slide your hand underneath this little bar right here and your charge port open. And another thing that actually stood out to me is the door didn't pop out. It folds in, which is a nice look in the Porsche, which I really admired that. And another cool thing that I really like is the fact that you have lights on the inside, so when the port open, if you're trying to charge your car at night, so now you have enough light to shine you to see where you need to connect your cable, which I really like that. Amazing design. And also you close your door the same exact way. You slide your finger underneath that bar and your charge port closes the same exact way. Is once you do this, all your doors are going to be locked, so you don't need to go back to your door to lock it. While talking about the different ways of how you can open and lock your door, there's another cool feature that I like in this kit is, so as you can notice right here, we have the Porsche logo right here. So when you make a selection, let's say if you want to close your door, if you pay close attention, you see there's a light around the Porsche logo that actually shine up, that's lit. It's to let you know that you successfully select that specific option. Let me show you again, closer look. You can see the light comes around the Porsche logo, which I really admire that little design, which is like a very neat design. So let's talk a little bit more about the front. So here, if you can notice, we don't have grill because we do not, this car is an electrical car. But if you can notice here, we have front sensors to help you with the parking, and also we have front camera that can help us with the parking. When you're on the inside, you can see all around this car, which give you that satellite look, which I admire a whole lot. And we have some beautiful LED headlights, which I admire so much. Let me know, you guys, this design, if it's better than the Teslas, because the Porsche comes with this electrical model to compete with the Tesla car that's been in the market with all the excitement. So let me know in the comment box below what you think, if you really like that design better than the Tesla. So now we're gonna jump on the inside, but before we do this, actually let's go in the back, because there's a couple of things that is worth mentioning for the back of the Taycan. So as you can notice here, you might really think that this is pronounced as Taycan, but it is Taycan Turbo. And when they actually come with that turbo name, a lot of people went off. Why you call this as a turbo? Because this is an electrical car. Turbo is just to let us know and identify this car as a very fast car, because this car can actually provide you 616 horsepower. And down here we have the back sensors that can help us with the backing up, and we have a little button here which you press to help you open your trunk. And we have a very decent trunk space, which is not the biggest, it's not the smallest either. I don't think you would probably want to use this car to move your stuff around, but if you're going to go on a trip and you want to drive your Taycan, I think this should be enough for at least two luggages or whatever you want to call it. Now let's slow down real quick. Let's slow down real quick. So if you press this option here, it would actually close your trunk. But if you press the second option, it would not only close the trunk, but it will lock the whole entire car. So when you press this, the trunk would close. But if you press this, the trunk would also close. The trunk will close and it will also lock the whole entire car. Porsche said, let me make this real simple. I would actually put an option here where you can close the trunk and also close the whole entire car. And if you can notice here, this is the little exit button if you're inside and accidentally again kidnapping your car. Well, you know, by the motor vehicle, you're actually, before the car passes inspection, you're supposed to put in the exit option in your trunk. And well, Porsche said, you know what, I'm gonna make this very neat and nice. I put the little green button here. If you're in the back of the car and then you accidentally find yourself in the back, you want to open your trunk, you just press this while you're on the inside and the trunk will pop open. So now let's exercise this. Let's press this button here. Press this. You close your trunk and you can notice all the doors are locked. So now another cool feature that I like in this key is you have the option to open your trunk or the hood with the key. You don't need to go on the inside or in the front to open your hood. Well, you can press the key and boom, your hood will pop open. There's a little hood latch which you have to pick it up, and you have a little bit of space in the front as well. So you have back space and front space. So I think this is pretty much decent enough for, you know, for the space for the luggage room that you have. So enough of the exterior, guys. Let's go dive on the inside real quick. So we have to make sure this is closed properly. Let's go on the inside real quick so that we can talk about where the real magic happens. Now we gotta slow down real quick. Let's talk about a few feature options we have on the door side. As you can see, there's a lot more button than usual. So this is here is for you to fold your mirrors. Let's say if you're on the inside, you want to fold your mirrors. All of this is for you to control your mirror switch, and this is for the window. And we have 3-seat memory, and this is where you actually unlock your door or lock your doors. And walking in, you have this little panel on the side that says this is the Taycan Turbo. Now you have a few options to have the Turbo S, which can actually provide you way more horsepower, which we're going to dive on the inside real quick. So and we have power seats where you can set up your seats in different ways by just push of a button. And we can notice here these seats are very nice, and they actually set in two different parts. We have a sway on the side. In the middle it is the leather. It's not really fully leather, but I'm not quite sure what is the name for it. But if you guys know the exact name, let me know in the comment box below. But as you can notice, this is the Catera sway with the turbo name stitching into the seats. So let's go on the inside because it's a bit hot outside. So cool. Now we are on the interior. This is amazing. This make me feel like this is really a luxury car. I'm not down talk the Teslas, but if you're talking about luxury and you want to really feel like this car deserves the amount of money that you pay for, because this car worth $185,000. But here at Auto Show, it is way cheaper. What I would actually do is I'll leave the link of their website in the description box below where you can come and check them out. And it is a very easy process here to get a car from them, I promise you. Don't forget, check the link in the description box below and click it. It will take you straight to their website where you can find a number of any representative that can give you a personal test drive in that car. Let's continue with the review. If I don't be careful, I may lose track of everything that I need to talk about. The very first thing I can notice is we have screens all over this car. So now I will show you what you can do with each and every one of them. The first thing we can actually notice is the gear lever placed on the dashboard. We might be wondering why they remove it from the middle console to put it right next to the steering wheel. So now they actually put a screen in the middle that can do almost everything in this car. If you can notice, is the very first thing we can see is we have the control switch. Everything that you need to do with your AC is controlled by this little pad right here. When it comes to the speed, when it comes to the temperature of both sides, passenger and driver sides, it's all controlled by the screen right here. One of the cool features that I really like in this screen is, if you notice, is in the vents. You can no longer manually turn your vent and position the vents where you want the AC to actually blow. Now everything is done electronically. So the way you do that is, in this pad, you go to the menu section. So when you go to the menu, when you click it, and it actually gives you the AC screen that pops in the infotainment screen where it says ventilation. And then ventilation, the screen actually split in half. You have one of the side that is for the driver's side, and the other half is for the passenger side. If you go in the individual, now you have full control of how and where you want your AC to blow. You can want it to blow at a high speed, or you can want it to blow at the lower speed possible in the exact direction you want it to blow. And the way you do that is, as you can notice in the screen, you have a whole bunch of bubbles. For the driver's side, you have the little lift bubble that's by the steering wheel where you can position where you want your vent to blow. And for the vents that is on my right side, and I have this little bubble right here that I can actually direct it or indicate where I want it to blow, and it goes for the same thing for the passenger side. So you no longer have full access to position your vents manually. So Porsche says, I changed that in the futuristic feature that we have in this car. And another cool thing that I like in this car is what you can do with this pad. When you put the navigation, you can select all the things you want to select here in the screen. It would actually pop right here on the top. So now if you want to type the address of where we're going, is we go to the search bar and we tap right here as a keypad show up. So now you can either use your keypad up here to type the location of where we're going, or we can use this middle center right here where we can actually manually write it like we were ready to write on a pad or with a pen. So the way you do that is, let's say if we want to write south, we put the S, and we write the O. We want to make the U letter, and we want to make the T, and we want to make the H, and you actually write the south instead of us have to manually type the south while driving. And I think I really like that feature in the Porsche Taycan. And another cool thing that I really like is, so while we typing whatever we typing here, if the driver want to give full access for the passenger to control the location of where they're going, the passenger is more than welcome to do so by using the screen right here, where they can have full control of the media, their phone, the settings, anything literally the driver can do. You have a screen right here where the passenger have access to do it while driving. So which is pretty cool, instead of the driver have to reach all the way on your side. So now they have their own personal screen. Now guys, let's go in the back real quick so we can check to see what do we have in the back as far as some option, because besides the front, we know we have a lots of options. One of the things that I noticed is this door don't open all the way wide. It stops at some point, but if you can notice here, there's nothing really exciting in this side right here where you have your power switch button and your door handle. As far as back legs, the leg room, we do not have a lot of leg room in the back right here. I kid you no lie, there's not enough leg room in the back right here. So one thing that is worth mentioning is, if you can see in the back right here, everything is digital. Everything is digital, so that way you can control your climate. So if you can notice here, so this is the different ways of how you can control where your AC will blow. So if you can notice here, you have the two sides. If you wanted to blow, you know, high or low, you know, so you have that option right here. And then you put the speed all the way up, and you put the temperature down. Menu is gonna blow a little higher right here. This is gonna blow lower. You put a lower in the seats, so which is pretty cool. Let me put that down so you don't interfere with the noise with the audio. So as you can see back here, we have some bucket seats. So where you have the option to have the 5-seater, which is the 3 seats in the back, but this one is like a 4-seater where you have 2-seater in the back and 2 including the driver. And these are like very comfortable seat that hugs you pretty well. And I think I have no complaint with the seats actually. And sitting inside this car, it feels like a very, very luxury car, and the materials doesn't feel cheap. They feel very high class. I don't think you would go wrong if you decided to go with this car instead of the Tesla. You would not be wrong to go with this car instead of going with the Tesla, man, because I feel like in this car I'm more in a luxury car, and it doesn't really feel completely electrical car, to be honest. And one other thing that is worth mentioning is the whole top is glass. The whole top of the car is glass, so now you don't have a curtain here to help you with the sun, even though the window is actually tinted to actually reduce the amount of sunlight that comes inside. But nevertheless, it would be nice to have a curtain that can cover this at your own will. Let's jump it back in the front real quick, that way I can show you a couple more things that I really like in the front. So you can notice over here, you see you have a battery icon and the car icon. So when you press this actually show you how much life you have left and the range you have left in your car, which is a pretty cool feature. And if you X this out and you press the car option, you can do a lot of things with this. You can press this button by opening your trunk. If you press this, you can see your trunk open, and if you press this, you actually close your trunk, so which is pretty cool. And this goes the same way for the hood. So once you press this, you can open your hood right here, and this is exactly where we have the gear lever, where you can actually switch with different gears. You go all the way up for reverse, you go all the way down for neutral, and you go in the middle for drive, and you have the little park button right here. Another cool feature that I like in this is the camera cover, the camera right here. So if you press this button here, which is the parking, and you press this, if you select this, you can see exactly where your car parked. So if you notice right here, you have 3 different angles. You have the right angle, it could show you exactly what you have on your right side right here. If you press the left side, it would actually show you exactly what you have on the left side right here, which is pretty much you have your own satellite. It looks like you have your own satellite in your car. And if you press the front, it will show you exactly what you have in your front. If you see on the side, it would actually show you. As far as the rear, you can see anything you want to see in your car while you are on the interior, which is a pretty decent, you know, option to have in your car. As I had mentioned, you also have touchscreen in your gauge cluster. As you can notice here, this is a digital gauge cluster where you have different things you can do with your screen. So talking about the right side, when you click right here on the right side, you have different options of what you can do with your car. But one of the things that is very interesting to me is the fact that you no longer have a button to switch for your different lights settings. So if you want to put it on auto, if you want to put your high beam on, everything is done electronically. And also this is where you start your car. As you can see, this is the little old design of a computer button where you turn it on and turn it off, which is actually amazing. So I like that right here. All right, now we're going to take this car for a drive. As I had mentioned earlier, you guys, this car can actually provide you 660 horsepower, and this car can go from 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds, which is extremely fast. But let's check this out right now.
Take the second left.
Oh God! All right, guys, so now if you're actually looking for one yourself, you can go check it out from Auto Show, which I would actually leave the link of their website in the description box below. And as you know, this car, it is an electric car. Why the GPS stays on? GPS stays on. So this car is a pretty fast car, you guys. So it is an electrical car that can provide you 616 horsepower. So you can't go wrong with a car like this. And if you're looking for one yourself, don't hesitate to come check it out at Auto Show. I will leave their link of their website in the description box below. So with that being said, I'll catch you back in another video.